Greetings, 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 greetings. It's your boy, Deacon MacArthur, Pastor MacArthur, whatever you want to call me, but you'll always call me the child of the Most High. It's Monday, May the 11th. We made it through, we made it through, we made it through. Yeah, we praising God for yet another beautiful day. We thanking Him for His grace and His mercy. We just praising God for all that He's doing for us in our lives. We just praising God. We just celebrate our mothers, you know. I say happy belated Mother's Day to all those that still have their mothers living. For those that don't have their mothers with them, but you have that special person that's like a mother to you, a spiritual mother they call them. Just praising God, celebrating them. Hope that you had a great celebrations, great time of reminiscing and creating new memories, new legacy, building on those legacies. I just wanted to jump on here real quick. I was at home. I was at my wife's hometown, and her aunt, who was a pastor, gave me a word out of Psalms 25. And I'm going to read Psalms 25 for you, and I hope there's something that's read speaks to your soul. Psalms 25, and I'm reading out of the New King James Version, and it says, "To you, O Lord, I lift up my soul. Oh my God, I trust in you. Let me not be ashamed. Let not my enemies triumph over me. Indeed, let no one who waits on you be ashamed. Let those be ashamed who deal treacherously without cause. Show me your ways, O Lord. Teach me your paths. Lead me in your truth and teach me. For you are the God of my salvation. On you I will wait all the day. Remember, O Lord, your tender mercies and your loving kindness, for they are from old. Do not remember the sins of my youth, nor my transgressions. According to your mercy, according to your mercy, remember me for your goodness' sake, O Lord. Good and upright is the Lord. Therefore, he teaches sinners in the way. The humble he guides in justice, and the humble he teaches his way. All the paths of the Lord are mercy and truth to such as keep his covenant and his testimonies. For your name's sake, O Lord, pardon my iniquity, for it is great. Who is the man that fears the Lord? Him shall he teach in the way he chooses. He himself shall dwell in the prosperity, and his descendants shall inherit the earth. The secret of the Lord is with those who fear him, and he will show them his covenant. My eyes are ever toward the Lord, for he shall pluck my feet out of the net. Turn yourself to me and have mercy on me, for I am desolate and afflicted. The troubles of my heart have enlarged, bringing me out of distresses. Look on my afflictions and my pain, and forgive all my sins. Consider my enemies, for they are many, and they hate me with cruel hatred. Keep my soul and deliver me. Let me not be ashamed, for I put my trust in you. Let integrity and uprightness preserve me, for I wait for you. Redeem Israel, O God, out of all their troubles. So I hope may the Lord bless the reading of his read word and understand his knowledge. I read Psalms 25, 1 through 22 in its entirety. I come to you today, the Platinum Pledge. The theme is integrity over influence. The meaning, the meaning in the Mar. Church, D1 told us about a meeting he had with the Giants. Jay, 50, and Wizzy. It wasn't just a rap song, it was a spiritual audit. It represents that moment in the steeplechase where the world offers you everything you ever wanted, but it asks for your zoning rights in exchange. Many of you are in that meeting room. Excuse me. Many of you are in that meeting right now. Laban is offering you a promotion, but it requires you to silence your excellent spirit. The lions are offering you a seat at the table, but you have to leave the little boy at the door. You've been asked, is your soul for sale or is it unbreakable? The blueprint or the evaluating the giants, part 1 and 2. D1 looked at these three archetypes, and we must do the same in our workplace warfare. The J, temptation, the business power. It's the lure of the God complex and the billion dollar deal. The implication is being a businessman, man is great, but Matthew 16:26 asks, what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? You can be the architect without being the antichrist. The 50 temptation, the war aggression, the war and aggression. It's the get rich or die trying energy. The implication is we love the hustle, but we reject the murder music frequency. We don't build our house by tearing others down. We use the MacArthur excellence, or whatever your last name may be, excellence, not manipulation. The Wuzzy temptation, the influence and idolatry. It's the best rapper alive, ego. The implication is influence is a gift, but when it becomes an idol, it creates a breach. We don't want the crown if it makes us a slave to the industry, the system. Point 3, the pocket protocol, the platinum pledge. How do you sit in the room with the giants and stay in the pocket? 1, define your value. The real move. D1 didn't go in asking for a handout. He went in with a message. You earn your right to lead by knowing you are already authorized by the king. You don't need their validation to be in charge. Point 2, maintain the standard. The righteous move. In part 2, D1 doubles down. He says he'll rather be real than famous. In your cubicle, you'll rather be righteous than promoted via a lie. That is the platinum pledge. Point 3, stay relevant, not trendy. The pioneer move. You don't have to sound like Wheezy to be heard. You don't have to act like 50 to be respected. Your reverence comes from your purity. Be the one in the room who isn't for sale. Point 4, the Salah. Who would cry for the little boy in the spotlight? The little boy and the man wants the fame because he thinks he will finally make him safe. Excuse me. The little boy and the man wants the fame because he thinks it will finally make him safe. He thinks if he's as big as Jay, no one can hurt him. But look at the architect. Safety doesn't come from status. It comes from sanctuary. If you sell your soul to get the spotlight, you lose the garden within. D1 cried for the little boy by refusing to sell him out for a record deal. Tonight, we celebrate the fact that you are priceless. Point 5, the decree, not for sale. Stand and throw your threes up. I am not for sale. My soul is off market. I can sit with the giants and not lose my God. I am real, I am righteous, and I am relevant. I am the architect of my own frequency. I do not need the world to crown me because the king has already authorized me. I am unbreakable. I am platinum, and I am in charge. Threes up. And this is just a little message sometimes for myself. So you have to personalize this for yourself. But it says, Christopher, or whatever your first name may be, when you walk into the building tomorrow, remember D1's mission. You are there to represent a different kingdom. You don't have to hate the J's or the 50s of your industry. You just have to ensure they don't change your blueprint. You are the man with the message in a room full of people with just money. So I hope something I read to you was inspiration and inspiring to you. And remember that you are the architect of your frequency. Mm. You are the architect of your frequency. So in this sermon, I use these legends as the case studies to show how a pioneer must handle the temptations of power, money, and fame to remain real, righteous, and relevant. So I want you to be blessed today. And remember the platinum pledge: integrity over influence. The integrity over influence. You have to pardon me. Have to get comfortable sometimes. You know, as I read in your hearing of Psalms 25, I came across this because I'm always researching, always looking. So I came across this. Gemini or Chat GPT helps me out a lot. And I was just doing I'm always researching, always studying and everything. And I came across this and I wanted to give it to you. Psalms 25. This is the architect's compass. If Dr. Monroe gave us the blueprint and Willie Moore Jr. told us to save room, Psalms 25 is the prayer of the leader who knows he cannot navigate the steeplechase without a divine GPS. This psalm is a pocket protocol for the man or woman who is awaiting God to speak. It is the bridge between your current location and your next level. I titled this The Strategy of the Secret. The theme is trust, track, and truth. The lifted soul. Church, some of you are walking into the boardroom with your head down, carrying the weight of the mar. You're looking at your feet, worried about the lions and the Labans. But David starts Psalm 25 by saying, Unto thee, O Lord, do I lift up my soul. You can't see the next level. If your soul is dragging on the floor of your past, to be unbreakable, you have to lift your perspective above the level of the problem. If your soul is lifted, the weapons formed against you can't reach their target. Point 2, the blueprint, the zoning laws of the path. Let's look at the scriptural code in Psalm 25 for the architect in 2026. The law of non-embarrassment. verses 2 and 3. Oh God, oh my God, oh my God, I trust in thee. Let me not be ashamed. The implication is when you operate in Isaiah 54:17, shame is illegal. You might be awaiting God, but you aren't stalling. Waiting on God never leads to a dead end. It leads to a deliverance. The law of the lead, verses 4 and 5. Show me thy ways, O Lord. Teach me thy paths. Lead me in thy truth. The implication is this is the teachable spirit. Number 6. A leader who knows everything can't be led anywhere. You are asking the architect for the original blueprints, not the Laban revisions. The law of the secret. Verse 14. The secret of the Lord is with them that fear him, and he will show them his covenant. The implication is this is the double portion advantage God gives insider information to those who save room for him. While the world is guessing, the unbreakable leader is authorized with the secret. Point 3 is the pocket protocol, the Psalm 25 maneuver. How do you implement Psalm 25 in the office tomorrow? 1. The morning lift, the real move. Before you check your emails, lift your soul. Tell God, I trust you with this day. Don't let Laban make a fool of me. Point 2, the path request, the righteous move. When you hit a steeplechase hurdle, stop, ask, show me thy ways. Don't react with low self-esteem. Respond with next level thinking. Point 3, the covenant confidence. The covenant confidence. The relevant move. Remember verse 10. All the paths of the Lord are mercy and truth. Even the hard paths are leading to your exceptional future. Point 4, the Selah. The little boy's hand in the father's. The little boy in the mar was always lost. He didn't have anyone to show him the way. He was less qualified to find the exit. But look at the architect. Tonight, we read from Psalm 25:7. Remember not the sins of my youth. The high priest has deleted the old record. You aren't being led by your mistakes. You are being led by his mercy. Who will cry for him? The path will. By opening up in front of him and proving he was never alone. You have a guide for the manner. Point 5, the benediction, the navigator's decree. Stand and throw your threes up and authorize the path. I lift my soul to the Lord. My trust is in the architect, and I will never be ashamed. Show me thy ways, O Lord, and teach me thy paths. I am walking in the secret of that covenant. No weapon formed against my direction shall prosper. I am real, I am righteous, and I am relevant. I am not lost. I am led. Threes up. Amen. And just a little note from the speaker. Psalms 25 is the perfect companion for the next level thinking. It takes the positive thinking of Joel and grounds it in the sovereignty of God. Verse 15 says, my eyes are never toward the Lord. My eyes are ever toward the Lord. For he shall pluck my feet out of the net. If you keep your eyes on the architect, he'll handle the traps the lion set for you. As you go to bed tonight, what path are you asking the Lord to show you tomorrow? So I want you to walk in blessing today and know that God has already gone before you. And as a pardon to you, I want to leave this with you from Willie Moore Jr.'s Save the Room. This is a crucial atmosphere. Excuse me. This is a crucial atmosphere collaboration. By implementing Willie Morris Jr.'s Save the Room philosophy, we are installing the emotional insulation of the unbreakable house. In the Unbreakable series, Save the Room isn't about personal space. It's about sovereign capacity. It means that after the lions at work, the Laban in the marketplace, and the steeplechase of the day, you must have enough of yourself to give the best of you to Diane and the many generations. I titled this The Law of the Reserved Room. The theme, protecting the capacity for the covenant. The hook is the exhausted architect. Some of you, church, some of you are building a magnificent house for everyone else, but you're coming home to your own family with nothing but scraps and sawdust. You've given your best energy to the lions, your best patience to the band, and your best creativity to a paycheck. Willie Moore Jr. teaches us a kingdom secret. You have to save room. If you are spent by 5 p.m., you aren't a leader. You're a battery that's being drained by the wrong circuit. You cannot be unbreakable if you're consistently empty when you reach the people who matter most. Point two, the blueprint, the zoning laws of capacity. According to the scripture code, saving room is an act of stewardship. The law of margin, Mark 6:31. And he said unto them, come ye yourselves apart in a desert place, and rest a while, for there were many coming and going, and they had no leisure, so much as to eat. The implication is when the high priest commanded a saved room moment, if Jesus needed to pull away from the crowd to save room for the Father, how much more do you need to pull away from the office to save room for your house? The law of the best portion out of Luke 10:41 and 42. Martha, Martha, thou art careful and troubled about many things, but one thing is needful. The imputation, Martha was used up by the work. Mary saved room for the person. Leadership is knowing when to stop doing so you can start being present for those you love. Point three, the pocket protocol, the save the room strategy. How do you implement Willie Moore Jr.'s Save the Room in the steeplechase tomorrow? One, the Laban limit, the real move. Stop giving 110% to people who only view you as a 1099. Give them excellent service, but save your excellent spirit for your home. Set a hard stop on your mental labor. Point two, the threshold transition, the righteous move. Before you walk through the door of your house, sit in the car for 3 minutes. Use Isaiah 54:17 to deprogram the day. Tell the lions they aren't allowed in the manner. Point three, the joy deposit, the relevant move. William Moore Jr. says, flatline is a cemetery. If you have no joy left for Diane, or whatever your wife or spouse name may be, you've overspent your budget. Save room for the laughter, the connection, and the peace. Point four, the Selah, the little boy's right to the man. The little boy Lamar was used to people being too busy for him. He grew up thinking he was an interruption. He's used to keeping the leftovers of everyone's energy. But look at the architect. Tonight we tell that little boy, I'm saving room for you. We aren't going to let the world drain us so dry that we have nothing left for our own healing. Who will cry for him? The reserve room will, by creating a sanctuary where he is the priority, not the postscript. You aren't just in charge of work, you are in charge of your presence. And point five, the benediction, the capacity decree. Stand, throw your threes up, and authorize the reserve room. I am an architect of capacity. I refuse to be drained by the lions and depleted by the Labans. I am saving room for my God, my family, and my future. I am real in my boundaries, righteous in my rest, and reverent in my relationships. My joy is a priority, and my peace is a prerequisite. And I am unbreakable because I am balanced. Threes up. Amen. A little note. William Moore Jr. is the master of flatline. Is for free. He's reminding you that if your life is a flatline of constant work, you're spiritually dead. By saving room, you actually become more effective at work because you aren't desperate for validation. You've already filled at home. When you finish your work tomorrow, and what is the first thing you're going to do to save room for your sanctuary? Hmm. So I want you to be blessed on today. I want you to walk into what God has called and ordained you to walk, the places that He's calling you to be. And I want you to know that you're building that unbreakable house and that you're going to be what God has called you to be. So I hope something I said or read to you was inspiration and inspiring to you. So be blessed on today and to know and just know that God has you in the palm of his hand. And just know that Psalms 25 is ringing in your life. As I'm always doing my reading, I'm always reading, always doing my devotions. I thing, came across this devotional called the 5-4-3-2-1 method. One, the first thing is you things you think of things you can taste. Point two is things you can smell. Point three is things you can hear. Point four is things you can feel. And point five is things you can see. So when you're feeling bogged down or worried, just remember, just thank God for those 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Those things you can taste, smell, hear, and feel, and see. And just know that God has you in the palm of his hands. So be blessed on today.